Bush, are
What
you
is this,
taking us
episode
into this
5?
thing?
Yeah,
Episode
this
5.
that's our cue, man. It's the cue.
Episode
Start
5,
start
man.
that thing up.
Already 5. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Kitchen Hook Podcast. Episode 5 here, like we were just saying, we got Clem Rob with us, one of me and Tate's good friends from college days. So we'll be chopping it up with him on this episode, just seeing all his background, and Clem's got a little spiel on youth basketball he wanted to talk about because that's kind of his thing is youth basketball right now.
We want to talk about.
We all wanted it. But
Yeah, we're going to
Clem
have
is
a nice
passionate.
conversation about some youth basketball, baby.
Man,
Because we're all
hey,
involved in it now, you know?
Hey, shout out Clem with the dub last week and with his boys squad. That he got a nice little squad.
Yeah, man. They
Seventh graders?
seventh grade team. I got 2 teams. I got one team that's kind of like learning, and then I got a competitive team. But the competitive team, I told them, I said, we can't do no close games. Can't do no close games at the beginning of the game.
Bro, that might be one of the biggest 7th grade teams I've ever seen in AAU basketball.
Yeah.
You got some monsters?
I got a kid. He's in 7th grade. He's probably 6'3" or 6'4", 7th grader, but he's super raw. Kind of got to learn his hand-eye coordination. He's more of a football player, you can tell, than a basketball player, but he's got a whole lot of potential. Like, once he learns to like calm down and like, instead of being at 100 miles per hour the whole time.
Yeah.
So I tell him, he just get rebounds. That's all I care about for you. Get rebounds, and the rest is like cherry on top.
Is that who is that? Is that
Chase?
Chase? Bro, Tate, this kid is like, this is the type of kid that other parents on the other teams are like, can we see his birth certificate?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I am 12.
Talk to him. You could tell. You could tell.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Yeah, he's a good kid. And then we're from everywhere, though. Yeah. It's crazy. He's from Wall, and then I got some kids from Pine Ridge. One kid, Oak Day. He's like my best player, but he don't even know it. He's just trying to like be the most humble kid that don't want to like take no type of credit. He's just joking around all the time, but he can shoot it. He get most of my boards. He guards the best big man on the floor. Like, he makes the passes. We pass to him to make the passes. And I mean, I love it when he's going, but he has that. Every kid has something where they mess up maybe once or twice and they just think they suck for the rest of the game, and you gotta learn how to flip that and just go, okay, that's a bad play. Okay, I can make the next play a good play. It doesn't have to be I'm sucking right now.
You get a lot of those kids that are talented that are young that don't realize how talented they are. Like, they'll just kind of be naturally good at it, but then start working on their game and start coming into their own. But they don't know that like, I could take over if I wanted to, and they kind of have to learn that.
Yeah. That dog mentality, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What's crazy about it is like growing up, I think being raised in kind of that dog mentality type of thing where you got so many players from a young age, from like 3rd all the way up through high school. You go to these little leagues. Like, we had the POW League back in the city. That was like one of the first leagues I got in, and you got guys that are like, just, they know that you can't guard them. They going at heads at an early age. You like, okay, them the 2 guys you got to guard. Everybody knows.
Yeah. And
you still can't stop them. And bro.
Clem, tell people where you're from.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
And kind of what your background is. No, you're good.
Clem Robinson is my name. I'm a coach and a trainer. And from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's see. Grew up in the inner city. I mean, born and raised, went to Nicolay High School, which is kind of suburban-ish type of school. But yeah, man, my whole life is basketball. Grew up playing it. Went to a few schools in college. Went to Rockford my first year. Played. Then
JUCO.
went JUCO
Yes,
second
sir.
year. That back at MATC. And shout out to
Oh,
them.
Rockford, you went to my
You
fault.
good? You
Yeah.
good? Shout out to them. They just punched their ticket to go to like nationals or something like that. So they're doing pretty good. Shout out Randy Casey. I'm about to send it to him ASAP. But yeah. Yeah, and then eventually I come out to Spearfish, South Dakota, and meet these dudes at BH. First time I seen Tate, we was up in the gym. You heard? First time I seen Tate, we up in the aux gym playing ones, 3 dribble. Me, you, Miles, Brady Biz. I'll never forget. Yep. I think Bush was there too. Yeah,
Were you?
He might have showed up when everybody else showed up. I think we was like the first ones in the gym. We shot around and we started hooping. So yeah.
Whenever I had my chance to play 1-on-1, even though I got my ass busted majority of the time, I wanted to play. So
you
was
would
ready
pull out
for
a
it.
couple wins here and there. You'd pull out some wins here and there.
Yeah,
man.
Bro. Hey, for those of y'all, real quick, Clem, for these guys that don't know where Nicolay High School is and the type of players they produce, Jalen Johnson, didn't he come from there? The kid that played at Duke?
Yeah, Jalen Johnson did a year at Duke, and then now he's in the league. He's playing for the Hawks right now. He's getting some tick too.
That's dope.
That's pretty cool. You know, I think he's got a brother that he's a freshman at USC right now, and he's getting tick. They both went to Nicolay, and they just actually punched their ticket to state. Nicolay doing big thing. My JV coach, Coach T, he's the head coach now. It was a long time waiting. He was been on staff for literally since I was a freshman in high school. I think my junior year he came and he was my JV. I mean, my sophomore year he came. He was my JV coach, and he's been on staff all the way up till now. This is his first year as a head coach at Nicolay, and they went upstate. So shout out to him.
Hey, so when you played there, because I remember I saw this the other day on Facebook when Rel commented. Did they switch classes? Were you guys playing in a tougher class when you played?
We was D1. We had to go against the best team, you know.
Dude from Wisconsin. You had to play dude from Wisconsin.
We played. So I go down.
Gasser?
We had a dude. So we had a dude, Josh Gasser. He was in our conference. He played at Wisconsin. Avercamp. I don't know his first name, but he played at Wisconsin. He was the guard that went like this, the championship belt. Yeah, he was that dude. He was young. He was a year younger than us, but he was playing VAR. His whole like team coming up, they were on the varsity squad. My junior year when we played, and they was coming with it. But you had Josh Gasser, Avercamp. He was at G-Town. This dude named Chip Rank was a bucket. He was 6'6". I mean, like Chip Rank, he played at NIU.
What a name. Chip Rank. That's just a great basketball name right there.
He looked like an All-American, bro. He had the military fade, big old white shoe. That man dunked on like 2 of our dudes. We looked at each other like, bro, he just yammed on you. Like, bro, what? And then on the other side, we had Whitefish Bay. They always had a decent squad. They had a dude named Jimmy Sherburne. He ended up going to Princeton. He was a year older than us. It was like just a bunch of D1 guys in our conference. And now, like, we over there holding our own. We got our guys. We giving teams, you know, our best. But Nicolay goes D2. And as Rel said, man, it was food out there. It was nothing but food. It was food. Yeah, man. So no, but it's good.
Preheat.
Bro. I hate talking about high school stuff. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm like, man, this high school could have gone so many different ways, and should have did this, should have did that. And I think that's probably why. That's the reason that I do what I do now, is because I know I made a bunch of mistakes, and I know where I could step into somebody and go, hey, do this instead of that, or start looking at this early. Like, if it was me, I would have tried to recruit myself way earlier. We live in a video recording times where you can make a highlight tape and
Like
send it
that.
off just like that. You can pay somebody to come to your games and do something like that. So it's so much opportunity out here just for these kids now, plus the transfer portal, and it's a lot of opportunity for kids to actually chase what they want. Right.
Indeed.
Yeah, bro.
And we were talking earlier, Clem, you know, that's why you do what you do, and you want to get into the skill development thing, and that's something we have in common, you know. And just the one thing, you know, like that I've admired about you is that you just kept pushing. You know, you started the eat sports thing, went away from that a little bit, and then you got with the Sacred Hoops, and then, you know, now you're doing kind of your own thing with the camps and clinics and stuff like that, and through Sacred Hoops.
Yeah.
But you know, I think about the thing I'm trying to get into right now, and you're a guy that's like you said, you failed in your areas, I failed in my areas, you know, and I got areas I can get better. So it's cool that we can have you that's been in the youth scene for a little bit longer than we have, and kind of gone through those ups and downs of it, so we can talk to you about those things.
Yep. Well, I'm down for it all, man. I mean, you said you training about 6 or 7 guys right now?
Consistently, yeah. I have, oh man, it's 7 kids now on a weekly basis. But you know, from all ages, from 11 or 8 all the way up through sophomore in high school. So haven't got into that older age yet, but hoping to, you know, get the word around and get it rolling.
Man, you just work with them. Just work with them 6. Make them 6 good. They gonna see.
Yep.
So word of mouth. It's straight, like, all that's word of mouth. I mean, that's what I was telling, I think it was Clem the other day, about like what I'm doing out here in Sundance, like smaller community.
Yeah.
You know, tonight in the gym I had 17 kids. That's the most kids I've had probably in the 17? Gym here that they've had together in one time. That's a good amount, boys and girls, but like it's word of mouth. And if you do a good job, like, I mean, yeah, the parents knew when I was coming in, like I had college experience at the coaching level, so they already trusted me in that aspect. But like, if you just kind of put your head down and do a good job with them and make yourself presentable and likable, then that word of mouth goes so much faster. And
so I got a question.
Like, it just helps you grow.
Cut you off.
No, you're good.
When you seen you had 17, well, it was just you, right? Or did you have any help?
Yeah.
When you seen 17 people in there, what came to your mind? What came into your mind?
I was excited. Like, I got a little more excited. Like, I just like being in when there's a lot of kids in that, there's more energy. Like, you know what I mean? And afterwards I asked them, I was like, did you guys have fun? Did you learn from it? And they're like, this was awesome. Like, we don't do this stuff on a regular basis.
Okay.
So like teaching them, it's just fundamental stuff too. But like, I already had a plan. Like, I come in with a plan.
Right.
That's one thing like I take from like coaching college is you always have that practice plan. I always want a plan, so I know like I'm like, this is what we're starting with. This is what we're doing here. So that way you don't get through 3 things and you're like, oh shit, what do I do with this? You know what I mean?
Right. Where you get stuck and you're like, the drill's kind of going, and you're just sitting there like, what am I gonna do next? What do I want to work on? And you got to really think about it.
And the kids can see that. Kids will see that and they'll be like, oh, does this guy really know what he's talking about? He's pretty all over the place. If you're pulling out, like I have my own practice plan, and then I hang up the next copy on the wall. So I always tell them like, hey, this is what we're doing. When you guys are shooting around or when you come out from the locker room, go read it so you can see what team you're on for when we play 5-on-5, but also just gives them an idea like, oh, this is what we're doing today. Perfect. I mean, when I was playing, like, I know I didn't play college, but our high school coach put a practice plan out, and so we go see it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Damn, full court 1-on-1. All right, mentally prepare for that.
You knew
that
it was
sucks.
time, yeah.
Yeah,
I got
like,
right.
damn.
But
But you know, it wasn't like a surprise. Like he'd be like, all right, split up,
You had
full
Coach.
court 1-on-1, and then you're like, dang.
What was his name? Bubba.
It wasn't. No, Bubba was my JV coach. I had Coach Curry.
Yeah.
He's older. You don't
You
know
had
him.
the
But this
OG.
dude's like the GOAT. He's the
The
GOAT.
OG.
Yeah, Coach
600. Listen, 603 wins, 150 losses.
Bush likes to flex that.
Yeah.
That's OC. I don't care what level you're at. That's OC.
Yeah, no, he did
600
good.
Get
wins.
some my cranberry
Did
juice
good.
real quick.
Yeah. Go cran.
Crank that real quick. But yeah, what was up with this these dudes, this BH team though? That's what I thought we was about to talk about. I mean, what's up with these dudes?
Mm-hmm.
They over there.
Balling. That's what's
I just
up.
seen a picture and it got 2 zeros on the clock and they said the refs were right and the guy must have made the game winner and it was too
He
late.
did, but too late. Call that off.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Yeah,
Joel
go ahead,
Joel Scott hit a free throw to put him up. Did he go 1 of 2 at the free throw
Yeah,
line?
missed the
was it?
first.
Ooh.
Missed
Yeah,
the
I
first,
watched
so
the
he
game
put some
today, but I
pressure
can't
on it.
remember. Yeah, so he missed his first, made his second to put him up 1. And then they came down. Their best player got it. Thornton hit a little baseline jumper, but it was definitely late. It was 100% late. And you could kind of tell. You could kind of tell in real time, honestly.
I don't understand why it took him so long to figure that out. Like, that was clear as day, like, late. But
Yeah.
It still took him, like, 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
Just checking that FanDuel.
was getting to the money, bro.
He
was getting
is-
to
Who was? What's his name?
Different.
Damian
Thornton.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it Damien? Is it Damien
From West
Thornton?
Texas?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man, he was a bucket. He was
He
just
had
getting to his
29.
spots. He was hitting tough shots. He had a bag for sure.
Shout out, sorry to cut you off. Shout out
You're good.
BH on this one, though, because I remember I was watching the game yesterday, and they said he hit 28 with 12 minutes left. He didn't hit a field goal for the last 12 minutes of the game, so that was honestly big for BH to contain him in that game because he was going.
And he was in some foul trouble too in that second half.
was.
He was in some foul trouble as well.
Was it a close game?
But-
I'm not blaming it on fouls. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And to be honest, like, we could just get into, this whole controversy, and, West Texas fans were upset, and the coach has some things to say about the officiating. But I just want to bring up a few things about that whole game. For one, I watched the whole game today, from start to finish. And to me, like, it was a very regularly officiated D2 game. Like, bad calls, good calls, both directions. Very regularly officiated game. And all of us know we all have enough experience in that D2 realm to know how a D2 game is called.
Yeah.
So it was very regular.
Yeah, let's not.
Three things as well that West Texas A&M. They made more free throws than Black Hills State, made more threes than Black Hills State, and had less turnovers than Black Hills State in the game. And so, their coaches after the game, he's talking about, there was 2 RMAC officials, this and that. You played a great West Texas played a great game. Like,
they chances.
Played fantastic. Like, both teams played a fantastic game. And so, like, to me, it was disappointing that he chose that moment to, instead of be
kept
like,
that to himself.
hey, well, instead of being like, hey, that was 2 great teams going at it, like it came down to the wire, taking that moment to like really acknowledge that. He blamed it on the refs. You know what I mean? Like, that was tough. Like, man, you got to give credit where credit's due. And if you do feel that way, like you said, Clem, it's like, you gotta, be able to at least put that aside and say something about the team that just beat you.
Right.
I think the comment that sticks out to me most that he said is Clem, he had four 25-second clips of just going at the officials in this post game interview or press conference.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know it was that serious.
Yeah.
I thought he just
he was going at him. So the part that like rubbed me wrong was when he goes, what's frustrating is our best player has 4 fouls and can't stay on the court, but their best player has 1 foul. Like, bro, that's basketball. I watched
look
going
at the
after
fouls.
Tate when I that's the thing.
It wasn't that bad.
When I went back to watch the game after I watched the press conference, I was like, this is strange. Maybe I was watching a different basketball game, but let me rewatch this. Dude, Joel is very good at walling up and going vertical against his man. And to me, too, it seemed like he was foul hunting. Like head coach for West Texas was every call complaining about something. And it was
I noticed the same thing.
I think
from the start, he had it out for the officials.
Go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
My thing about Joel Scott, I think what makes him so good is that he can, exactly what you said, is that he can stay on the floor. Because what big men do you know? Like, they'll catch that too, and then they got to get subbed. You know, he can stay out there and bang with the best of them and then go at the guy coming off the bench. And he's not getting those stupid fouls where he's trying to get a block. Like, he's straight up. He's making them get the basket. You gotta get over me to get the basket, which is such good defense because they miss bunnies. You gonna miss one of these. Like, if you go up and you ain't got
that's
confidence,
a tough finish.
That's good defense right there.
Yeah, that's a great point, Clem. Like, I noticed the same thing is like when he doesn't get to his spot where he can take a charge or something, he does a great job of just jumping straight up in the air, hands straight up and down. Like, I remember a couple times watching this game today that he did that. But to your point, and it kind of plays into that, is like from his freshman year, he was such a high IQ kid, and it's just gotten better and better. You know what I mean? Like, he has adjusted with the rules of the game. He's adjusted with how the game is called on the offensive end. Like, that dude has his best thing to me is up here and how he knows how to play that game and the way the game is called.
Right.
The thing that was special about this weekend, though, is like, I know because I stirred the pot up when they announced he won the South Central Region Player of the Year, which no brainer in my opinion. I'm
always stirring the pot. Yeah.
No brainer. But like, and shout out, like, a cool cot had a phenomenal year. He like, I'm not taking anything away from him. Kid from Fort Lewis.
Oh,
and he's super good. No, he's a guard. But and I know, like, some of the people that follow us from the Fort Lewis side who listen to this, I know, like, y'all said, like, Joel in the head-to-head matchups, all this stuff didn't prove much. But it's like, yo, head-to-head doesn't matter. They don't take 3 games into account. They look at the body of work. And on top of it, in that game against Fort Lewis, Cool had 14 points. Joel had 24 and 13, like 15. He had a man's game. And then in the regional championship game, he had 24 and 15 again. So it's like, yo, he proved why he was the player of the year for the region. Like that, it was a crazy performance, in my opinion.
Well, and in this regional, he's been on a mission. You know, like, he's had just performance after performance that's been solid.
BH as a whole,
they got a really good team, man. I don't know.
They do.
I try to look and see, like, for the flaws, but they got, like, their whole rotation is big, smart guys. Like, I give it up to Thompson because he knows how to put the right players on the court, you know. And
what
he's I don't know if he's lax or not. I don't know what type of coach he is, like, on the court as a player, but the way I don't see too many sets when they
boom.
I don't see them running
That's
too many
exactly
sets.
What I was
think
about
they're
to
just
say.
out there, like, just reading.
They're playing the game. That's what they're doing. He'll just be like, hey, I want this matchup right over here. Bring it over here. And then, you know, they'll get into their little action.
He's a good offensive coordinator on the court or on the sideline. One thing I was going to say was I think the biggest key player of the weekend, though, was Jayden Hackley. That dude stepped up. we were watching. Me and my dad were watching the game, and he got an and one against Fort Lewis off a rebound and just went right back up against Boatwright or someone. My dad just goes, "That kid's fearless," and I'm like, "Yes, he's not scared of nothing." Like, he was taking on a cool cop defensively, doing a great job, doing the same thing the next night on that Julius Brown from West Texas, who they held to 4 points. Him and Cindy, like, dude, their defensive efforts all year. I've been saying it to Coach Thompson, like, yo, your guys' defense is gonna take you a lot of places because there's stretches where they hold teams without scoring for minutes on minutes defensively as a team.
Who they got up next?
Minnesota Duluth.
Minnesota Duluth out of NSIC.
Minnesota boys.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
They got any guys over there?
That is going to be a good game. Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been good in the NSIC for a couple years. But to your point, Clem, like, Bush, you were talking about their defense. Like, they have lineups where they can just switch all over the place, and they feel good about it. You know, like you said, their guards are able to at least hold their own in the post a little bit if they get switched on.
Big guys.
Like, they have versatility, and that, like, it's suffocating when you feel like you're trying to get that matchup, but then it's like, oh, that's actually not that much of a mismatch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yup. Can't go at the dude coming off the bench if he good too.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing though about that whole Tom Brown thing, because this has been, as a head coach and as a leader of a team, man, you can't be doing that in a post game. Like, that's so, in the most professional way to say it, that was so childish of him.
You gotta learn from coaches,
because not how Tate said. Hold on. How Tate said it. Like, you listen to that post. Not one time did he congratulate BH. Not one time. It was straight to the officials. Like, he blamed the fact that it was 2 RMAC officials and 1 Lone Star official. Like, okay, did we not forget the fact that you're but the thing is their AD is the one that cheated the whole selection process, and we all know it. Everyone knows it.
How did he do that now?
I
mean,
accusations.
Everybody knows it. Accusations. Yeah. I don't know about none of this, so I'll be honest. Like,
it was. Long story short, West Texas A&M's AD is the head chairman for the National Selection Committee for D2. Which also makes him the head chairman for our region, the Lone Star and the RMAC. Everyone in our region voted unanimously.
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone voted unanimously for Fort Lewis to be a 1 seed. He said nah, overturned it, went to the national level with all his higher up buddies and said, no, we're hosting, and they all voted for it. Essentially, like, that's how it had to have happened. And so West Texas randomly got this 1 seed when Fort Lewis was top 8 the whole last half of the year.
Put in
Accusations.
that Rick Ross. Put in
Accusations.
that Rick Ross.
Oh, man.
That clip.
That's crazy.
False. Accusations.
Hey.
Oh,
and then he mad. Hey, so I'm going to play devil's advocate and go, yeah, he was wrong, but, you know, when you got your guys that you made it this deep into the game with, like, I'm sure he was frustrated too. Obviously, he was wrong, but, you know, freedom of speech.
And I get that, but I guess it's more along the lines
the same way, but they didn't take it that deep with the. I think they was gonna say refs, but I mean, you missed the game winner because you shot it too late, right? Now, would you have been saying if they would have shot it a bit earlier? He'd be quiet right now.
That's a good point.
I'm just off of what Hilk said. Like, they had more free throws, more threes, less turnovers.
They played a good game.
They had the opportunities.
Right.
And for him to turn around and say, like, hey, we missed opportunity, not to say we missed opportunities, but to say that, oh, I felt like Joel Scott got the benefit of the doubt for 40 minutes rather than our guys. It's like, okay, now you're just saying that there was 2 RMAC officials. Like, you're just kind of, we all see the blame.
Just blame it.
Like,
just not
be a good, like, a head coach takes those on the chin and says, we missed our opportunities. I didn't put my guys in the right positions in certain plays. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how in my opinion, that's how you handle those situations. Unless it's blatant, unless the foul count and stuff is blatantly off. but it was very even.
Yeah.
Like it really was very even.
And again, the thing for me was it was a fantastic game by both teams.
Exactly.
And it was like, man, like that is such a tough way to address that game when you played, like your team played well, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know, and you know, it's not that he didn't acknowledge that, but it's like
in the interview, you got to say, "Hey, they did good.
Exactly.
Shout out to them. You know, we tried. We played a good game too."
Yeah, and then get some stuff off your chest, maybe.
Right.
You know,
right.
But look, you know, like take that opportunity to at least address, like, dude, this was a good game. We played hard. It was a fantastic game.
That was up there on like a D1 game type, like how fun it was to watch. Like that was
teams
very
executing.
high level basketball.
I might have to check that next time.
And like you said, Thornton hitting shots, like both teams were hitting big shots. Like it was a great game.
Guys stepping up. Shout out Coach Thompson, man, dude. He's
Coach
straight up turned that program
Fighting Coach T.
Coach Thompson used to have that work too, man. We done play some rec games.
2-time back-to-back Central Region champs. Just got to put that out there, back-to-back.
Shout out to that, man.
Yep. I'm riding that wave. I'm riding the wave. I'm going to be very biased the rest of this tournament run, but I'm riding the wave. Go Bumblebee Tunas, as Nick used to say.
Bumblebee what?
Tunas.
Bumblebee Tunas. Oh, my goodness.
Nah, fear the sting, man. They're gonna be they're tough to play. They've been there before. That's what Thompson said in his post game thing. He's like, the biggest thing that I like am looking forward to is the fact that we've been there before. He said the last time going into the Final Four game against Northwest Missouri after they beat the number 1 team down there, he was like, it just didn't feel like we approached it the right way, like business, like, you know, it was like, oh shoot, what's like, we're just happy, like we're happy to be here. Keep playing. Now it's more like a business approach. Like they have the experience. They know what that feeling's like. Because, I mean, they played that team close last year, just kind of got away from them at the end. But I'm excited to see how they do because I truly think that they could.
I was saying the same thing. I was saying, bro, they got that one guy that transferred over. I was like, well, if they got that one piece to put them over the top, they could win the whole natty.
Bro, when I left Western, Matt started calling me. He just asked me. He goes, hey man, I'm going to Evansville, and I was like, all right, congrats. Like that's Division I. Like that was what he always wanted. And then their head coach got fired. He called me up. He's like, hey, I'm gonna open my stuff back up, and I was like, bro, go to BH. You guys have a legit chance of winning the national. Like you have a legit chance of winning the national title there. Like look at the type of player you were at Western. You're a first-team All-RMAC player, and I know his numbers weren't the same as they were last year, but it's different because yes, you know you're not going to get the same amount of shots.
Yeah.
But like the minute he said that to me, I was like, man, they have a legit chance. And so when they won, that was who I was probably the happiest for. Like it was for him because of the struggles he's gone through the last couple of years at college basketball because he used to come from a winning program. Him and Joel were undefeated their senior year. So that's just cool for like me being able to coach.
Oh, so that he played on the same team as him too, huh?
In high school, yeah, they played together.
So them 3 guys,
they were nice.
All played together?
It was Joel Scott, Ragsdale, and was there
no one
another
else
one
from?
on that
No,
Oh.
they all went to college. They all went to college, but there were some other guys on that team.
Okay.
Matthew and Joel are the 2 that played together
All
in high
right.
school.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out those guys.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna need that run back. I hope somebody on that team watch. I'm gonna need that run back, Joel. I know you had gave me buckets last time at the open gym. Yeah, I wasn't all the way stretched out. Coach Thompson, I might have smoke for you if you still in that gym because last time I played you beat me. So yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, but yeah, I got
Coach Thompson gave you bucket?
Yeah, Thompson got that burner. Don't leave him open.
Really? I know he does. Oh, I know he does.
Don't leave him open.
Bro, that fool shot like 60-some percent from 3 his senior year. It was some ridiculous
60?
percent. It was 55 or something like that. I swear it was
I
something
think he
ridiculous.
had Y at PG, so nobody could take it from him really. So he's just getting set up with just dimes, and I'm like,
Yeah,
man, this dude can shoot it.
straight dimes.
Yup.
Oh,
He's probably
man.
getting 3-point line to 3-point line,
Yup.
looking for that jumper.
Oh yeah, and then Mac, I forgot. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mac.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Shout out Mac too. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Mac over
Mac.
there.
Yeah, I seen him pop out one of these days, but we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that off the
Yeah, that's off record. That's off record.
No, they got a good little
They do.
thing going on over there. That's cool for them. We'll see how they do on Tuesday. That game's at 11 in the afternoon. But I mean, so we talked about all that BA stuff. I know get a little bit back into that. We started with the youth basketball thing, but like I know there's a couple areas where like the frustration of things like Clem from like being in tournaments, ref and stuff, like things that like I don't know, ruin youth basketball that I feel like could be addressed and talked about because it's like it just feels like it's going downhill.
I'm gonna cut you off and go. Are you willing to talk about this weekend and that whole situation?
Yeah.
Well, tell a story. Tell a story of how it went, man.
So, I ref a lot of games, and I think the biggest thing that I hate is when people from the sidelines get like overly aggressive and mad and like just complaining about the refs.
Yeah, especially when it's
their
early.
team is bad.
Especially early.
I'm sorry.
When it's early.
I had a team. This is a whole separate situation. This is the first game of the day, 8 a.m. I had a group of kids. First two times I blew the whistle. What? Really? I said, guys, it's 8 a.m. We're not doing that at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, no, it's too early.
Hey,
But no, there was this team, and like this girl was little, like a lot littler than the girl with the ball, and she ran up to try and play defense, initiated contact, and ran into the girl's forearm. So the forearm hit her in the throat. It wasn't even the girl with the ball's fault. And this coach freaked out, dude. That's offensive. That's intentional. All this stuff. I'm like, no, it's not. Like that was on your player. Mind you, there's a minute 20 left in the ball game, and they're down 20 or so. Game's over. It's fourth grade girls basketball. Game's over. And so we're coming back down, and she goes, you know what? If they're gonna let you play like that, you guys just push them down. If they push you, like you take them to the ground. And so the other ref teed her up, and I walked over. I was like, because she was like, why? Why am I getting teed up? I'm like, it's because of how you said it. You can't say it that way. As this is happening, mind you, her son comes up behind. He's running scores table in the corner of the court. He comes up behind me and starts cursing me out for not calling the game fair. He's 16 years old.
Relax. But
relax, bro.
I mean, I know there's some kids out there that look like they could be grown, and it's like, dude.
Like, you want to act grown to me? We're just gonna walk out I'll treat you like a grown up, and we'll walk out, and you can leave down the hallway. Like that's what we did. I walked him out to the hallway. I said, "Go." Right?
You released him.
You're done. We're done.
Be free.
Be free. Be gone. But then it just turned into, you put your hands on a 16-year-old. I'm like, no, I didn't. We just like y'all are looking for excuses because like you hate me. Because you already don't like me because of the game, obviously. So I just called the game. I was like, no, we're done. There's a minute 20 left. Like, there's too much going on. I'm done. I'm not putting up with this. But I guess my point is I just feel like parents get like too competitive over these younger ages, and it's like just clap for Timmy. Like, it's okay to clap for your team. If your son trips over the line, it's okay. He didn't get fouled. Like, it's okay.
Oh man. Let me tell you, I had one instance when I first started reffing. I was out in Sturgis. This might have been my first or second year. I was reffing, and it was a Spearfish team. And this girl, she would just fall. And I was like, I'm not calling that. I'm not calling that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was upstairs watching the game from downstairs. You know how the high school is.
Up on the balcony, yeah.
And he's like, if you don't blow that whistle, and he started looking like he wanted to make his way down there. And I just stopped and looked right at him, and I'm like, you really want to box? Like, you really want to box? Like, I didn't say nothing. I was like, all right, come down here. It's just like, no, I'm not going to fight nobody, but if you want to make yourself, I don't know. If you want to make yourself look crazy, I'm going to let you look crazy, and then I'm going to go, all right, now you got to leave. Because
I learned this one from you, Clem, and I did it a lot this weekend, and it works every time, is when they're on your ass and you just look at them, you rip your whistle off. Here you go. Whistle. You want? I need a break. I need a break. So this guy, he did that. He's like, that's a foul. That's a foul. I said, well, calm down. I called it. Well, you can't reach over like that. And I said, calm down. I called it. Matter of fact, would you like my whistle? Because it sounds like you're going to do a better job than me. And he gave me that. He gave me that. Oh, come on, man. And bro. I said, oh, yeah, it's different when you're put on the spot and you have to make the calls, huh? Like, it's different. And
you go,
put yourself in that shoe, in those shoes.
You can do this.
Oh, he's got the whistle on. He's got that thing on.
You can whistle or you can coach.
Or you can.
Yeah. That's you gotta give him a look first. You gotta give him a little warning look before you pull the whistle, because that's like the ultimate disrespect right there, I feel like.
All right, so have y'all practiced your T's?
I was thinking about that.
Finger? Do you go the 2 finger?
I was thinking,
I point at
I don't know if I want to go like
you
here or if I want to go off the
full
top.
hand.
Like bottom up or top
you can
down.
always come upwards, yeah.
I always do the two fingers. I always point like, oh, you, bam.
I think if you want to be really petty with it, you go 1 finger and you just like
bop right there. The pettiest. So the pettiest you can do, I think, and I did this before. This coach was yelling at me, "Are you gonna blow the whistle?" And I turned around and I just grabbed my whistle, put it in my mouth. I was like, beep. Technical foul, white coach right here, 2 points, purple ball.
Oh, it was 2 point technical, huh?
Yeah, he goes. Are you?
And then you gotta tell him to sit down right after that. Now have a seat.
You can't
seat.
Stand up. If you stand up.
I've been
stand up. It's another tech. Straight up, I watched it happen.
It's fine. No, we ain't got to talk about it. I just know I got ejected because I ain't want to sit down.
That's tough, man. Just trying to coach my team over here.
Yup.
I stood up. I said, they looked at Clem. They go, you can't stand up. So I stood up. They're like, you can't stand up either. I'm like, I didn't say anything.
Oh, you were the assistant?
Yeah, but the assistant can stand up. Yeah.
But they said no. I got in trouble, so I was like, "All right, I'll sit down, cross my feet." Like, dang.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, it was a learning situation. I mean, if you're a young coach out there, get a tech, and then figure out how to, go get a tech.
Let me bounce off that.
Go get a tech.
Yeah, don't
go get a tech and then see how you feel.
Yeah. Don't get teed up.
Just get one. Like, if you really want it, just
I'd be
go
scared.
For real. In your mind, you're like, man, I want that tech. So you just keep going. Like, just get it. You might as well. If you stop, you just
know.
Tate, if you were to get a tech, how would you go about getting your tech?
Well, I think it's totally situational. Like if it's a foul call or something, and then the game stops shortly after that, maybe I feel like my guy got fouled on one end, egregiously or something, and it goes up and down a couple times, and then the game stops again. I'm just walking out there.
You're walking out.
I'm just walking
out
there.
The box.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, "Are we serious?"
Yeah.
And I'll just keep talking to him until
they take you.
I'll make myself known, and then if he doesn't come to me, I'll just keep walking out. And
yeah. Gotta go about it professionally.
We need to have a conversation. Yeah.
I just start asking for everything. Oh, I can't get that. Why can't he can get that down there? Why can't I get that one? There's
too many refs out here that just
what do you do, Clem?
They just take it.
What would you do?
I was thinking the walkout. I can't swear that good. I'm not about to swear at him. But I'll probably walk out there and I might pull a whistle out of my pocket and start blowing that shit too. Like, this is how you blow a whistle.
Hey, you could,
yeah. I'm looking for that tech. I keep telling refs.
I feel like
Well, what'd you say?
when you're gonna get a tech, you have to make yourself like you have to put yourself in their sight, you know. So if like they're running the other way, you keep following them, you know,
Right,
like
right.
Oh
you're in
yeah.
their ear, like, hey, I know you
Yeah.
feel me right here
You-
on your
Yeah.
shoulder.
The thing
like,
is you have to target the one. You have to target one official, and you just gotta. You're on
Exactly.
him the whole time. Like, oh, I got nope.
You know what
I don't like
officials
him.
do?
Okay, this guy.
When they shoot free throws, that top side guy goes to the other side, so he ain't got to hear the.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
rotate.
he ain't got to hear that coach
rotate,
talk to him. Don't come over by me. I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
to you.
No,
I want
it'd
to.
be like, hey, you
Hey,
switch.
Can
come
y'all
over
switch?
here.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think.
Going off.
Well, go ahead.
No, go. You
No,
go.
it was gonna
You
be
go because
stupid.
I'm
Go
going to do
ahead.
it. I'm going to do it. Okay, I was going to say, going off what you said earlier about the young coach. You brought in young coaches. Secondly, I think that's an issue
Yeah,
with youth basketball
yeah,
as well because, and not even young coaches, but like parents coming into coaches. And I'm not trying to take a slide at parents that know how to coach, but like parents that come in and they're just like, all right, because we talked about this the other day, Clem. Like parents come in and sometimes the kids don't understand like, oh, well, he's favoriting these kids because their son hangs out with this person, all this stuff. Or they don't even teach fundamentals. Like I think that's the biggest thing with youth basketball right now that's going on is like we teach plays more than we teach how to dribble and jump stop.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and say,
you know what I mean?
We need more young coaches. Young coaches, like dudes
Mhm.
coming back from school. Like I know you want to get on your feet and all this and that, but like if you want to coach, man, just hop right into it. I had a kid. He played for my 8th grade team. He wanted to coach his little brother's team for Sacred Hoops. They're like a 4th or a 5th grade team. They didn't have their coach. They wanted me to coach, but his brother's like, I'll coach him. And he's in 8th grade. And I thought I gave him a clipboard. I said, let me see what you got. And
Do
I
it.
think if you got guys like who are like our age to be the mentors for like some of these younger guys that want to do it, like they should have coaching programs or programs that train you how to ref and stuff like that, because everybody's complaining we ain't got enough or all these refs are just old guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these
Can barely
dudes
make it up and
developed
down the
into
court.
where, okay, maybe they don't get this job and they need to make some money. Let's get these dudes reffing and like getting them knowing what they need to do. Like maybe they don't want to cut grass in the summer. Maybe they want to go ref a tournament and make some cash.
Uh-huh. I think it's
So
like
Clem,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I think real quick, I think it's just they're scared to get yelled at, to be honest with you. You see a lot of those new refs come in, they just get scared to blow. They're like, oh no,
Yeah.
I don't want to make anyone mad. I had the same thing when I started fishing, like, oh no, there's people watching me, and then you gotta blow the whistle, make the call, move
Gotta
on.
do it with authority, man. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
do it with
Who
authority.
cares? You made the call, they can't
If you don't
question
blow the
it,
whistle,
move
you
on.
like this. Yeah, you're not getting that respect.
No.
You seem timid. You seem timid and like
I
you're
can go
unsure
at
of
him.
it, you know?
I can go at that
Yeah.
that official.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You got to walk on the court like, this is my court. I want a fair game.
So Clem, you talk about getting younger coaches into coaching youth basketball and just kind of getting that I guess fresh look and new wave of coaches in there. When they are there, if they do get there, where do you think they start? Do you think it's development wise? Do you think it's in a team setting? Do you think it's how do you think you go about, kind of fixing some of the issues, if you will, of youth basketball?
I mean, it's the way I look at it is like, everybody's learning from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I know, I learned from just growing up and doing it because somebody else taught me coming up. Or me and my buddy, we do these drills, or I go to a camp. And it's just like I got all this knowledge from somebody else that did the same thing. You guys got your knowledge from, your JUCO, your high school. You got your high school and being on staff for all those years. Like you got, and the first thing that we do is go, oh, I need to pay rent. I need to go get a job. Like first thing I did, I hopped into construction. You already know, low roofing stuff.
Low roofing, baby.
And don't get me wrong, like I learned a whole lot doing everything outside of basketball, but the whole time in my head, I'm like, man, it still pertains to basketball. I still thought, man, the way they run this business, this dude's like the head coach. These guys are like the vets on the team, and so on and so forth. So I'm like, if these dudes is running $1 million business with construction, yeah, I know it pays a lot, but if you can go into getting guys like trained up, kind of like how they do in the working environment, and just bring them right in, I would really put them into team environment and just kind of like leading the team, and then the way I kind of came into it, I had Ted, he was running Sacred Hoops already, and he had me just sit on the bench with him a few times. Like I've been head coach before, but with Eat Sports, but you got people that come sit on the bench with you, they get comfortable, and then they start talking to you about it, then they learn how to talk to the team about it, and then you go, you hand them the keys, like, these are your guys. I'm gonna come, help you out when I can, but we'll check in after the game. And that's kind of what it is just holding the guys' hand, coming in and just showing love, man, showing respect to the game. And yeah, I mean, I see a lot of that already going, if I go over to Sioux Falls and I watch some teams, I see some young chicks, young guys, and I'm like, okay, they got that going. I see it back at home, a lot of young coaches. My brother, he's a head coach at 32 at Shorewood in Milwaukee, and it's just a bunch of, you bring that youth out, you kind of get the kids as a connection. They want to connect with you. You don't got some old guy going, oh, back in the 80s, we used to do these drills with, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
You ain't trying to hear
no
that.
One cares
like,
about
let's
that.
be real.
Yeah. No one cares
I don't care
about
what
that.
you did back then. It's different nowadays.
Right.
I think that's the hardest thing is like you can still stay old school in ways, but like you gotta adapt and change with how the game is played. And
yeah,
for all the people,
there are things. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say, and just for all the people that are listening that are like around this Spearfish area, I'm starting to get more people that reach out to say, "Hey, you run a podcast?" Yeah, we do, and they're like, "Oh, we like it." But like seriously, you need to hit up Clem on Facebook. Like this dude knows what he's talking about. He's trying to grow his thing, and that's a big reason why I wanted him on this show as our first guest, is because this dude puts in the work when it comes to basketball. And like Tate led off with the show, like, bro, this is your thing. You aren't giving up, even though sometimes it is hard, like you said. Like it's hard. Like you struggle. Let's be honest. Like there's a struggle, but it's your thing, and you're not giving up. And to me, that is such a big thing to look at. Like you're almost a hero thing, like hero for that. Like because I look up to that and like, damn, he doesn't stop. Like, that is his passion. He doesn't stop, and it makes me want to just keep like doing what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if you're in the Spearfish area, hit him up. Like he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing.
Yep.
So
yeah, man. Appreciate that. But I mean, if it's whatever it is, man, that you want to do, it's money out here to do it. You ain't even got to worry about the money. You just got to follow the grind. And it might suck at first, but you just got to hop in, take the punches as they come. Like I just got done at the Hanley Center. I had a open gym, and I'm like, usually I get 5 to 8, and they're like, oh, we can only give you 5 to 6. And I said, man, I'm going to just cancel it. And then I thought about it. I said, no, I'll take it. And I had 10 kids come in. And, I would have regretted I would have regretted that after. If I'd have canceled, I'd have just been sitting at
Mm-hmm.
home. And I mean, you just got to take the opportunity. I had an open gym 5 to 8 like 2 weeks ago. Nobody showed up. Empty gym. I'm in that thing shooting free throws. I shot like 20 free throws. I'm like, I'm gone, bro. I ain't about to stay here.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man, just chase it, bro. Chase it. This what I did all my life. So it's like, why not try and pass that on to
Mm-hmm.
as many people as possible. Same goes for y'all.
And you mentioned before just how there are kids out here that want it. You know, they want to be coached and they want to be getting better at some of this stuff. And those ones that, you know, you get that good feeling after you get out of the gym with them, you know, it makes you like you said, it makes you say, hey, I could cancel this one but you know, those kids find a difference in that gym, and it's cool that um that's your outlook of it, and it's not about your time. It's about spending time with these kids in the gym and just getting them in the gym, because I follow that a lot as well. I tell these parents, like, look, you know, we can work something out if the, you know, the price isn't good or if it's too much, but I just want to get your kid in the
Right.
gym. And so that goes a long way when, you know, you might need some help, you know, getting a gym or, you know, finding a spot to get your workouts
Yeah.
in. Those guys will go, you know, go above and beyond for you because you did that for them. So it's awesome to see that you have that outlook as well, and it's more about what you do for these kids when you are in the gym
Yeah,
with
that
them.
was one of the things I kind of struggle with starting out, and I still do. Is, you know, trainers out there, you know, get paid for your time. Get paid for your
Mm-hmm.
time. Don't do nothing for free, man. And I know it means like it feels weird, but you know, if it's a cheap price, that's on you. But just don't do it for free, because
Mm-hmm.
you know, people take time for granted, and you know, time is not cheap, bro. You gotta put money
Yep.
on that time that you spend.
I seen a thing. So when I was down in Arizona with Max, real quick on that stuff, like we saw something. I saw a big entrepreneur said something like, if you spend money on going on the gym, or like if you spend the money on getting books, or if you spend the money on this, this, and this, like you're gonna want to go, because it's like, damn, okay, I'm paying $45 a month to go to the gym, and I didn't go to the gym today. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Yeah,
waste of, why am I spending $45 a month for the gym? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
if you price it the right, like, yeah, if it's too much, price it with a couple workouts, like price a 4 workout package together. Like, hey, this is what it is. This is how I do it. That way I know you're going to show up. You know what I mean?
right.
That way I
Mm-hmm.
know, like, I'm going to run something the right way and whatnot. Because then maybe the kid's like, I don't know. And mom's like, I pay $25 or $100 for 4 sessions. Like, we're going to 4
Right,
sessions, you
right.
know,
And
like,
keep that price firm too. Don't move it around, because you might have somebody that might pay you a 50 to or 100 to do one session, and you're like, oh, I'm up. Like, I got dudes paying me this much
Mm-hmm.
money, now I'm about to start charging people the same. Just stay on that same, you know, grind, and then if time does become an auction and you got to go, okay, well, this dude, like, if your schedule does fill up like that, then I'd say maybe move up. But you know, just keep that price
Mm-hmm.
firm and do good work, because once you get the product, once you start getting like those text messages like, man, thank you, you don't understand how much we appreciate you, like
mm-hmm.
that's probably the thing that pays off the most, when you get that feedback, like, you
Absolutely.
did a good job, like, with our kid.
Yep.
They trust
Yep.
you. Like, that's all. I mean, you can't put a price on that. Let's put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's a
agree.
fact.
I
That is a
agree.
fact.
Well, shoot, man, this was a good one.
Absolutely.
It wasn't no more
Before
Bounce
we wrap
around a
topics.
this
little
up,
bit.
Or did we do everything?
Huh?
I mean, we did everything,
We're
We did
man.
good. We
everything.
covered what we needed
Hey,
We
to.
did
Yeah.
everything.
I was nervous,
Yes,
because I'm
We
sir.
like, I
covered
don't know. I
it.
don't see the list. I don't know what the list is.
I know, like, it's always like, what are we going to talk about? But we were like, when we get Clem on here, he's not going to have any problem getting us on a good topic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you
Hell
always come up with some good stuff to
Yeah,
talk
and Bush,
about.
I'm gonna
So
come
we had
at you
no
for
that's
that
issue.
why.
LeBron statement, because bro, you had me hot. You had me hot.
Boy,
Talking about
ugh.
if Kobe would never got hurt, man. Come on.
Numbers don't lie, man. Do the math. I did the math, and it was statistically achievable for Kobe Bean to do such a thing. All right,
We'll leave it at
bar.
that. We'll
I'm gonna
leave
leave
it
it
at that.
alone.
That was a bar. That was a bar.
Who y'all got for the tournament though? I do got to ask that because some crazy thing. Like, first off, kids, you're listening. If you ever do some stuff like Kihei Clark did today against Furman, I swear
What do you do?
you're done.
Oh, that
Bro, he had
Possible.
that ball.
8 seconds left, had a timeout, and just say, here you go. Like Wyatt would hand stuff out. Here you go.
There you go.
Dumb and dumb. Here you go. Like, what
Oh,
are
I
you
seen
doing?
that.
And then Princeton, bro. Princeton beating Arizona. That was wild.
I had Zona winning 2 or 3. I think I had
them
Zona
in the
winning
Elite
2.
Eight.
Yup, and then I got
Can't remember what I
Bama
had down.
making it all the way to the Final Four. I
I got
had
Bama and Houston.
Baylor,
Houston. That's who I got. I got Houston winning.
Houston,
Me too.
and then I think I had Kansas.
I was thinking about it today. I've been riding this Kansas train for all year. Like, damn, they're really good. But then all of a sudden, I was like, this Final Four is in Houston. It's meant to be. It's a storybook ending.
Mm-hmm.
Houston versus Baylor.
That'd be nice. That would be awesome.
That game.
It's gonna be
Damn.
Houston versus Bama, though.
Clem, was it you that said that a Texas team is going to be in the championship game on Twitter the other day?
I'd have to
Or
check
no,
the tweet.
it was Dante.
Man.
It was Dante.
I'd have to
Bryant.
check the tweet. I don't
My
know.
guy.
I know I make
It was
predictions. I make a little bit of predictions, but no, I didn't have nothing about that. I think
Yeah, I remember who it was.
Bucks might end up getting that, you know what I mean, ring this year.
Hey, man, R.I.P. Packers.
We got Jay Crowd.
R.I.P. Packers.
Jay Crowd.
R.I.P. Packers, Clem.
You got Jay Crowd. He's shooting that. A-Rod, he good. See ya.
R.I.P.
Jordan Love.
R.I.P. Packers.
Yep.
Not it.
We're going to be better. We're going to be better.
No.
Who's your
Trash.
team now?
Just the Rams,
team?
man. What?
Yeah,
It's been the Rams. Where's it at? You see it? There's the helmet right there. What you mean?
You hit the
I know
point
you be
really
hopping
nice
teams.
too, bro.
You hop NBA teams.
Warriors, baby.
Warriors, who else?
Steven. Wardell Stephen Curry is the man.
Wardell Steven.
Okay.
Here's the
All
thing. Right. People have two identities. When Wardell makes an appearance, oh my God, you might as well pack your bags and start going to the next game.
I think that's your persona that you've made for him. Like, oh, Wardell's going off.
When Steven is going crazy, that's Wardell. That's Wardell in him.
Tate, who you got, man, for the championship? I just want to know. For the NBA championship.
Stay close to the 303 and say Nuggies, but I don't know if they're going to get it done. It is hard to go against Milwaukee, but I think if the Warriors get in and they're at full strength,
yeah,
I have a hard time going against them, regardless of what seed they are.
Did you see Curry put up 50?
The chance.
Oh my God!
Oh, of course.
20 of 28. 20 of 28. That's efficient.
That was Wardell.
They gonna put a hit on that.
That's
man.
what I'm saying. That's Wardell.
If I make a prediction, somebody gonna do something.
Stamp it.
This sounds bad.
Stamp it like Charles.
Bad. But he playing too good. He playing too good. Somebody gonna Kawhi him, man. I hope they don't.
Man.
If the Suns are healthy, the Suns are my pick, man. With KD and Book, come on.
Nah.
KD, the greatest player in the NBA, when healthy.
They washed.
The Suns aren't beat. If the Suns go to the finals, they're not beating whoever comes out of the East.
With Kevin Durant,
they got a good starting five, but look at their bench. Who gonna
when
guard?
when KD has players around him, he averages 28 to 30 points. Like
I understand, but DeAndre Ayton, he has yellow socks every playoff. Like,
KD be
come
hurt
on,
most
man.
of the playoffs.
Chris Paul's getting
old.
up there, you
He
know,
old.
like he's not the Chris
Yeah.
Paul that we like. You know, maybe in the playoffs, Chris
Don't
Paul
go to
will
Game
resurrect
7 with
himself,
Chris
but
Paul. He gonna pull something.
That's true. Yeah, that's
He
true.
gonna get hurt,
He gonna pull
or he
something.
gonna
that
get
Game
beat
7.
or he gonna be down by 50 at halftime. That was.
What did you think about
so
Dallas?
embarrassing.
Dallas ain't got a chance.
Kyrie and Luka ain't the right fit for each other. That's just
No, they're not going to get it figured out in time.
I don't think
Kyrie going to
I'm
the
sorry.
Lakers. Kyrie going to
Here's
the
the thing.
Lakers.
Hot take.
No.
Kyrie
but
going to the Lakers still.
Still
going to the Lakers. Yep. And that's gonna be Bush's
that'd be
team.
awesome.
Nah, he's going, bro. Mark my words. I'm stamping that.
LeBron will get him there.
LeBron gonna get Kyrie. Bronny coming right after. Straight out the G.
2016 all over again.
Straight out the G.
That's a disgusting take.
Just one time.
Right.
We need it one time before Bronny's out of here.
Yep.
He may not, bro. He on the path of not making the playoffs consistently now.
You know why they not making the playoffs,
whatever,
right?
dude.
Bronny. Straight out the G.
Bronny.
No, he not coming out the G. He can sign. He might go.
Where's the hype on Bronny at, man?
Him.
I don't. Where's
He keeps
the hype
rising,
from
man.
Bronny?
He keeps
Bronny and
what do you
LeBron.
mean? He keeps rising in the ranking. He
It's
went
his
up. He
name.
went from 10 to 9.
You want to know?
I
You
know
want to
it
know
is.
why? It's because his name is Bron
No,
James.
it's not.
LeBron
It's not,
James,
bro. They made him work. He's
Yes.
really good. Bronny James is actually really good.
He had 10 points in a state playoff game.
That's one
That's
game.
not good.
Everybody
Took
has
an
their
L.
role, man.
That's one game. He went overseas and was cooking.
What?
Sports
That was
Center,
LaMelo.
top 10. Entertainment.
All right, boys. This is going.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Episode 5.
Apple, Spotify, or Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Check us out. Like, comment, subscribe.
Clem, we
Clem
thank
Rob,
you, man.
All
we
right.
appreciate
Thank you,
you.
sir.
We're gonna have this again, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks, bro. It was fun.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'll
sir.
catch
All
y'all,
right, y'all.
boys.
Peace.
Peace.